All right, I don't really want to talk about this anymore, but I gotta shout out my boy Mimic Brew. This guy right here, look at this guy. This was me. I don't know how long ago this was. What was this, like 8 years ago, 7 years ago? So I used to be a part of a company called Dead Jaw Gaming. It was me and a couple friends. We started a business. We wanted to be able to provide competitive cards to players at decent prices. If you've been around for a while, you know how difficult it was to get cards like Shaman EX and even Tapu Lele GX at decent prices. And people were getting frustrated. Like the competitive TCG, scalping was a real thing when it comes to just competitive Pokemon cards. I remember Zoroark GX. One of the reasons why I really like the ends Zoroark EX from Journey Together was because of Zoroark GX and the ability trade, which lets you discard a card, then draw 2 cards, and also had a decent attack as well. So a lot of decks were built around Zoroark GX, but there was a specific Zorua that you wanted to play that Zoroark with when it came to expanded tournaments, which they don't really do anymore. And people would buy out Zorua with a paralyzing gaze attack from, I don't know what set was it, Dark Explorers, I think it was. It was like a 50-cent card, and then overnight it jumped up to $25, $30 because people were taking advantage of the competitive market, and it was nuts. And my friends and I got mad, and we started this. We started our own business. We got distribution access. We got wholesale. We got everything, and we tried to do all these different things. And I was a big goofball. Look at how goofy I look. That soul patch, that was where it was at, for sure. Definitely got the hoop ring in there. Look at that guy. What a joker. But huge shout out to Mimic Brew. I really appreciate all the support, dude. Dug into the abyss to find some old videos that I put up. We were trying different things. Like we had a weekly podcast that we put out. We were streaming on Twitch. We would stream regional events. Actually, before the Pokemon Company International did it, we were part of what brought them to do streams at every regional event. So I was really happy about that. It was a lot of fun, but ultimately not overly successful because we didn't have any margins at all. Pokemon was nowhere near like what it is now. But I've been around for a minute, and this kind of goes to show up. But Mimic Brew made a video. I highly recommend. He's just a good dude. He's just a good dude. He says it like it is. Just kind of like I talk a lot of respect about Opossum Bud. But I just watched this video. I've been dealing with a sick daughter, and just huge shout out to him. Thank you so much. I tried to clear everything up at the last video. Like I said, I don't really want to talk about it anymore. It was nothing that was directed at me. I just want to do better, and I feel like I can do better. I feel like we can all do better. All the negativity, like this is bad right now, but let's not, like, we don't want to pile on each other. Like, we got to get through this together, I guess. And that's my thought. Like, you're obviously welcome to your opinion, but huge shout out to Mimic Brew. I'm gonna leave his channel in the he's so funny, dude. It's so funny, and this guy is so funny looking. Holy buckets, look at that hair. Who thought that was good? Oh man. Anyways, I'm gonna flip you guys around. We're gonna talk about Journey Together pull rates today. Happy Journey Together release day. But before we do, I did drop the video yesterday going over the Journey Together master set that one of you gets to have. So if you want to win this is everything that you can pull out of a Journey Together booster pack. So it's got all the commons, all the uncommons, all the reverse holos, all the double rares, ultra rares, special illustration rares, and hyper rares. They're all in here. We do this every set release. We're going to continue doing it. I don't know how we'll do it for Destined Rivals, but we'll figure out a way. And I get to give this to one of you guys, which is literally one of my favorite things to do. I love being able to give away a master set, especially right now when cards are tough to find. So all you gotta do is make sure you subscribe, and then the video that I posted yesterday going over the master set, I will link that in the description as well. You want to leave a like and a comment on that. Boom, you are entered. We're going to announce the winner 2 weeks from today, so we'll let the random comment picker do its thing. Then we'll put the winner up here, and that'll be that. Then we'll work on, I don't know, what's Destined Rivals will be next. We'll figure that out, and we'll just keep going, and we'll keep growing, and then we'll hit 200,000 subscribers hopefully, and then we'll do a giant. I just like to give stuff away. People are having trouble right now getting product. I've opened a lot of Pokemon cards. I've enjoyed this hobby for a long time. I want to give more away. I want to give as much as I can away. But we're going to talk about Journey Together, which you can let me know in the comment section down below how that's going for you, because it looks like, just reading through my Discord channel, a nightmare. Like, are we really at a point right now where we have people lining up 5 hours before a store opens just to get, like, some sleeve packs? Like, that's how bad it is out there? Because that's nuts. That is not fair, and Pokemon needs to print more. needs to print more to meet demand, and they did put out this little release again, and a little bit more official, which is nice, saying that the impacted sets, they're doing what they can to maximize printers, and that's good. That is good. The best thing that we can do as a community, I'm preaching this, I also practice this, I do not pay above MSRP. I do not, I buy from wholesale, and usually I don't really buy, I'll buy collections, singles, things like that, but I usually don't buy sealed. I'm not looking around for prismatic ETBs or anything like that. I bought mine at 32 or whatever, sold them at 50, whatever it was, 54, 50. I did 50. Yeah, I did 50. Sold them at $50. I'm not looking to buy more at 70s to sell at 90. I just don't pay scalper prices. That's what we got to do. Band together. The collectors, we just got to band together. I know it's tough because ultimately, if your kids want product or you want product, and the only way to get it is to pay above MSRP, we just gotta, I don't know, it's easy to say, not easy to do. But Journey Together seems like some people are having success, some people are not. You can let me know in the comment section down below. The one thing I will say, there's a lot more product out there than there was with Prismatic Evolutions, because they do have a lot of different options. So you've got sleeve packs, you've got check lane boosters, you've got ETBs, booster boxes, booster bundles, build and battle kits, 3-pack blisters. You got all that. You also have those mini pad folios and the Hop Zacian. I call it Zacian. Hop Zacian boxes. Those have 2 Journey Together packs. So there is some out there to look for. A lot of stuff to look for. Don't think it's just booster boxes. There's more that you can find to at least get a little taste of Journey Together, and pull rates are amazing. I don't know if it was because of A-Specs or whatever it was, but A-Specs, this is the first set we've had in a while now where A-Specs don't exist. Now, we also have to remember pull rates have changed. They changed in Obsidian Flames after Obsidian Flames, because Obsidian Flames, statistically, it became easier to pull a Charizard Special Illustration Rare than it was to pull a Glamora full art or name a full art, because of the variance factor. You were getting basically 2 special illustration rares per booster box, or 1 special illustration rare and 1 hyper rare. So that upper echelon rarity, the hyper rare and special illustration rare, Scarlet and Violet base, Paldea Evolved, and Obsidian Flames, you get 2 per booster box. So they changed it up with Scarlet and Violet 151. Or basically, you would get 1 per booster box. They did that for 151 and Paradox Rift, and then they changed it again with Temporal Forces. It made it a lot more difficult to pull special illustration rares, where it became about 1 out of every 2 booster boxes, and a hyper rare about 1 out of every 3 booster boxes. Unfortunately, they changed it, I just assumed, because it was too easy to pull. And then they changed it because they have so much labeling as secret rares and things like that. I don't know all the nuances behind it all, but they did change it. Journey Together looks like it's really strong now that we're losing out on those A-Specs, which a lot of collectors don't necessarily care about anyways. It's important to the game. It really is. Prime Catcher's huge, but they did reprint that in battle decks and things like that. I'm going to flip you guys around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So I already talked about not opening Destined Rivals. I don't want to open Destined Rivals because my friends aren't opening Destined Rivals, my friends being you guys. But we did open up, look at this, 648 packs of Journey Together in order to source singles for the competitive field, also stock our storefront, gather pull rate data, things like that. I'm not going to do this for Destined Rivals. I have not necessarily received constructive criticism or criticism really, but I don't want to do it. We've already talked about this. We don't have to go through it again. But 648 packs, 18 booster boxes, and this is what the pull rates look like. It was great because we mastered the set. Not possible to do that in pretty much any other Scarlet and Violet era set outside of Obsidian Flames. Prismatic Evolutions, for example, it would take you about 2,500 packs to open up a master set, and that's if you pull every single special illustration rare without any duplicates, because there are so many special illustration rares. The variance is huge. We're not going to spend too much time in here. Batching continues to be an issue, but you can't really tell it by the regular arts here. Everything is fairly close. There's nothing really worth noting. Your big one is probably the Lillie's Clefairy EX. We talk about these ancillary cards and things like that that have competitive value associated with them. Lillie's Clefairy, probably the most expensive regular art, and probably will continue to be the most expensive regular art because it's got the most potential. But we won't know for sure until after rotation hits, which is in a couple weeks for actual physical play. I think it starts in a couple days for online play. But once you start having regional tournaments and bigger tournaments, where rotation hits, these cards are going to see a shift. You might see a shift in Lillie's Clefairy. You might see a shift in I don't know, name another card. Like if something becomes good in competitive play, it might start climbing up a little bit unless they reprint it in a tin or a collection box or something like that. So that's gonna play a factor on things. But for the most part, your lowest hit total out of those packs was 6. Like Mamoswine, we only pulled 6 of, and the Dunsparce, we only pulled 6 of. The highest hit total we had was 9. So Mimikyu and Reshiram, Hop Zacian, and Salamence, we pulled 9 of each of those. Everything else was 7 or 8. So very, very normal when it comes to that. If we scroll over here and go to the full art variants, pretty much same thing. Everything 3, 4, or 5. Zoroark, Hop Zacian, Ruffian, and Brock Scouting, we pulled 3 of those. I do believe that full arts are all laid out similarly on a sheet. So there is no differential as far as pull rate data goes between something of the same rarity. So a Volcanion EX full art is as difficult to pull as a Ruffian. That's what I believe. You can believe what you want, obviously. Volcanion EX, we pulled 4. Iono's Bellibolt, we pulled 4. Lillie's Clefairy. That card's still right around $100. Prices are going to sink a lot once more and more packs get open. So we'll take a look at that. Lillie's Clefairy sitting there at 5, and everything else 3 or 4. So very, very, very common as far as the amount of pulls go. Illustration rares, again, not too much of a variance here. Articuno, we pulled 4. Swinub, or Swinub, if you want to call it that. Ends Reshiram and Lycanroc, we pulled 4 of all of those. Maractus, we pulled 5. Wailord, we pulled 5. Lillie's Rabambi, we pulled 5. Noibat, we pulled 5. And then we pulled 6 of the Iono's Kilowattrel and 7 of the Furret and Hops Wooloo. The one that's most expensive right now out of the gate, I believe, is Articuno, unless that's changed over the last 8 hours or so. But very, very, very normal. And then same thing with special illustration rares. We pulled at least 1 of each. You can see we only pulled 1 Zoroark and 1 Hop Zacian. Everything else we pulled 2 of. So 2 Volcanion, 2 Bellibolt, 2 Clefairy, and 2 Salamence. We opened up about 400 packs on stream on Wednesday. We sold Lucy lots of 10 for a pack break for $39.99. So 40 people participated. We ended up pulling 5 special illustration rares. 4 of them were Lillie's Clefairy. So when I talk about batching, that's really weird. The ends Kling Clang Reverse Howl that we didn't pull for a long time was a little weird. But that's where we kind of talk about batching. And then hyper rares, we pulled 1 Zoroark, 2 Iono's Bellibolt, and 3 Spike Energy. So pretty much not too weird there. When it comes to the amount of packs open, 648. Total boxes with 18. Average hits per box, this is up quite a bit. So 12.89. We did have some boxes that had 11 hits, and we had a couple boxes that were, I think maybe it was 1 box that was 17 hits, and then a couple that were 16. But overall, you're going to be getting about 13 hits per booster box, which is really strong. About how many hits you would get even if A-Specs were included and you count A-Specs as hits. So that's really good. The differential is made up by, it looks like double rares and illustration rares. So this is where the difference kind of comes in. So you are getting a double rare right now, pretty much every single 5 packs that you open up, which is good because then that kind of ensures you buy a booster bundle. You should get at least a double rare, 6.61 per booster box. So every 5 packs, you should get a double rare. When it comes to ultra rares, those full arts, every 16 packs. So 2.28 per booster box, which is really, really strong. And then illustration rares, this is the first time it was up. We opened up, like I said, 18 booster boxes. None of them had less than 3 illustration rares, and a couple of them had 4, which is why you get above 3 illustration rares. If you watched us open a case last week, we opened up a case of Journey Together, and all 5 of the 6 booster boxes had 3, and 1 of them had 4. That's really strong, especially when you factor in the variants of Journey Together. You only have 11 illustration rares, so there's not that many to pull, which is really, really good. That means you can open up 3 booster boxes if you can find them, and I, again, recommend opening them up below MSRP. Don't pay above MSRP on them, but you should be able to pull most, if not all of them, which is really, really good. You might get duplicates, obviously, but 3.11 means every 12 packs. Really strong in that one. Special illustration rares, very similar, 0.56 per booster box, or 1 out of every 65 packs, so basically 2 booster boxes. And then average hyper rares, 108 packs, so 0.33 per booster box. Very similar to what we saw with Twilight Masquerade. So Twilight Masquerade over here, you can see double rares, a little bit different, a little bit higher for double rares. That A-Spec, you get 2 per booster box, so obviously that plays a factor in there. Ultra rares, 2.42, so a little bit higher, a little bit better with Twilight Masquerade than what it is with Journey Together, but again, that could just be we didn't open up a huge sample size, so that's not great. Illustration rares, 3 per booster box, so this seems a little bit better than that, and then very similar with special illustration rares and hyper rare, so a little bit better than what we're used to because of the double rare category. So instead of every 6 packs, every 5 packs, and again, the sample size is a little low, but it is very exciting to see that they removed A specs, but it looks like you're still going to get a similar amount of hits per booster box. I think that's very, very strong. Very similar pull rates to what we had in Prismatic Evolutions, but the big thing to remember is there is no illustration rares in Prismatic Evolutions. That makes a big difference. Like, you're not looking at Pokeball reverses, you're not looking at Master Ball reverses, so that's a very big deal. If you're somebody who really likes going by case data, this seems to be how, I know Pokemon says boxes aren't seeded, cases aren't seeded, but there really seems to be like we're getting to that point right now. 6 boxes per case, so you get 6 booster boxes per case. 2 boxes, I'm assuming, out of those cases, and this is just Fanny making assumptions here, 2 of those 6 boxes will not have a hyper rare or a special illustration rare. Your best cards will be your full arts and your illustration rares. And then there will be 1 box that just has a hyper rare, and then your full arts, your ultra rares, those things. You'll have 2 boxes that just have a special illustration rare, no hyper rare, and then your other normal hits, and then you will have 1 box per case. At least it seems that way from what I've seen as far as openings and talking to people and things like that. You will have 1 box that has a hyper rare and a special illustration rare. So that's very, very interesting because it has not been really like that a lot for a while. So it's kind of cool to see that you could theoretically open up a box that has a hyper rare and a special illustration rare. It could have that Iono's Bellibolt hyper rare and that Lillie's Clefairy special illustration rare, and that makes it really, really exciting to open up a box. But again, your chances are more likely that you will pull a box with nothing because that covers 33% of the case. It really just depends on luck. Obviously, that's part of, like, that's a big part of it. So pull rates look very, very similar to what we've experienced. The difference is a much smaller set size, so it's going to be a lot easier to accomplish. The problem we run into right now is supply. There are supply issues. I have messages out to distribution to see get better intel information about when that Journey Together reprint is coming. We do know there is one coming already. It has already been communicated. They're already working on it. At Gamma, they said to distribution there's going to be another Journey Together print run. So if you don't find anything this weekend, again, easy for me to say, let's not FOMO, let's band together, let's not lose our mind. Pull rates look good, so it's a fun set to open for sure. Singles are going to drop, so don't pay too much attention to what's going on this weekend with singles. Don't FOMO, don't freak out about, hey, I got to pull this Lillie before it goes up to, or I got to buy this Lillie before it goes up to $500. Be patient, because I do believe prices are going to come down because pull rates are strong. More is going to be opened, and then more is going to become available on the secondary market. This is a good thing. This is a very, very good thing, especially when you see double rares starting going up a little bit. It makes it a little bit more fun to open up a booster box. So as long as you can find it at MSRP. So I hope you enjoyed the data. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. Make sure to go watch yesterday's video to be entered to win the master set of Journey Together. Especially if you can't find anything, might as well enter and hopefully win one for free. But I appreciate you guys just being here. I love this stuff. I love you guys. I love talking about all these statistics and things like that. You guys make this fun, and I wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much for everything. I'll talk to you again on Sunday with another video. Until next time, peace!